Hi, good morning. So we're going to show you how to work this 2016 Chrysler Town & Country Brawnability in-floor minivan. And the first things first is we're going to open the door. We've got our handy dandy key fob here, and on the right side of the key fob we've got the door for the right side of the van. On the left side of the key fob we've got the door for the left side of the van. The ramp is on the passenger side, so we're going to use this right-sided button here on the key fob, and we're going to hit it twice for remote access. That's going to open the door and also open the ramp. They're going to come out simultaneously. So 1, 2 clicks. So the van not only has the door that opens, the ramp that comes out, the vehicle also lowers down to the ground at the same time. We'll explain a little bit more about that later. That just helps decrease the angle in this ramp. So now I'm going to get in my chair and I'm going to wheel up the ramp. Once I'm in, I'm going to wheel around and I'm going to get myself facing forward so that I can proceed to tie the chair down. So once the chair is in place, facing forward and in the center of the van, we're going to turn the chair off and we're going to proceed to use the tie downs. So these tie downs right here, there's 4 of them and they're automatic 4-point tie downs. If you push this hook all the way in, it's going to automatically come out. As soon as you let go, it's just like a seatbelt. It starts to kind of auto retract, and when you let go, it locks into place. If you don't get enough on the first pull to get it locked, you can always push it all the way back in, and then it's going to automatically come out. An alternate form of being able to get it to pull out and in, you can take this red button here, you can push it towards the floor, and that's going to let it, holding that button down, that's going to let this spin freely so that you can get it out to as far as you need to get it. So once I'm letting it go, I'm going to take it and I'm going to hook it right onto the hooks on the wheelchair. You want to make sure that this is securely hooked onto one of the hooks of the wheelchair, and we're going to do this ×4 all the way around for every corner of the chair. Once I get all 4 of my lockdowns in, I'm then going to be able to do my seatbelt. We're going to be using the OEM seatbelt, and we've also got the female end in the floor over here. So you can see our seatbelt here is attached to the floor, and we're going to want to make sure that seatbelt's right as close to my hip bone as it possibly can be. And we're going to take this regular OEM belt and we're just going to go right over across the person in the chair, and we're going to click it in, and I'm safely good to go. So I've got my 4 tie downs on my wheelchair, I've got my seatbelt on, and I'm ready to go. Upon exiting, obviously we'll take our seatbelt off, and we'll go to proceed to remove all 4 tie downs. So this tie down would have been locked on here on the chair, and when I'm going to go to release it, I'm going to go hit the red button, hold the red button down, and I'm going to pull on this to get it off, and then I'm going to put it back into place. I'm going to do that ×4 all the way around. Once I get all my tie downs off, I'm ready to exit the van. Turn my chair back on, spin, and go down the ramp. Now, like I was telling you guys before, the van obviously has got a lowered floor and it's been cut all the way up to the front. So these 2 front seats are both removable, and we'll show you that in another video on how to remove one of the seats. At this point, I'll show you how to move these tie downs around, or if they needed to be removed for some reason to take them out. I normally like to tell people that use my bunny fingers and my thumb, and I put pressure down on the top of that bolt, and I'm gonna take and I'm gonna lift this little leaf spring up with my bunny fingers, and then I'm gonna slide it out. Okay, so it's gonna be the same on the way in. Take our thumb, our bunny fingers, put my thumb on the bolt, and I can use my bunny fingers to lift this spring-loaded track up, and I'm gonna hold it in the up position, put it down into place, slide it over, and it locks into place. Okay, so that's how you would remove these. The same as for the seatbelt. So if for some reason the seatbelt was to not work in this position where it is, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna lift up. We've got the same tracking, the same leaf spring, and the same fingers to lift up and be able to slide that into place. This can be used on this side. It can be used in the front. And it can also be, no, on this one can't be used there. So it could also be used on this side. Just depending on where you would need it to go. Okay. So let's move up to the front of the van and go over some of the features and benefits. So if you'll come stand just behind me, and I'll come up to the driver's seat. So we'll go to turn the van on. Now we've got a button up here to be able to close the ramp and the door. And we've also got a button up here to close the ramp and the door. So I like to use this button here just because it's specifically made. So I'll go ahead and hit my button. And my button's not working. So we'll have to get that one checked out to see why that button's not working. That's gonna close the ramp and the door. So now we're in the van. We've got our driver's area here. We're gonna go over the radio. We're gonna go over the air conditioning system, and we'll go over the steering wheel with the Bluetooth. So I'll start with the radio. That was really loud, sorry about that. So I guess our detailers were jamming out while they were cleaning the van. So we've got our radio here. There's a few buttons on the sides, which is nice. And then you've got your obviously on and off and volume knob. And you got AM, FM, and satellite availability if you want to call Sirius and get signed up for satellite. This is a touch screen. We've also got our navigation that's always over here in the corner, so you can click nav and you can view map. We can go back, we can enter in an address, we can program our home, points of interest, intersections. So over here, we're going to be able to click back on radio if we want to get back to the radio, back to FM if we want to listen to some FM music, and you can set your presets and go over any other details for the radio. You may want to be able to go and check out your user manual, or you can call us. You know, you've got your menu button here if you need to set up anything. You've got your details here for your video entertainment system. Right now it's turned off, so we could turn it on. This van does come equipped with a DVD player. We've also got behind this little plug here a USB to be able to add files or pictures from a thumb drive, or add music from a thumb drive to program it in. You've got your auxiliary port here for your headphone jack to be able to plug your phone in. This vehicle also has Bluetooth capability, so we can also program our phone. To be able to program our phone, we would just hit the phone button.
Uconnect phone ready.
And you could ask the system to program new phone.
Phone not available. Ready.
Add new device.
Do you want to pair a device, delete a device, or list paired devices?
Pair device.
Refer to www.uconnectphone.com for a list of supported Bluetooth devices. Please say a 4-digit PIN number.
At that point, you would follow the instructions and pair your phone and go to the Bluetooth settings in your phone to be able to pair it. We also do have a hidden CD player / DVD player behind here. So you just hit this load button, the screen folds down, and you can put your DVD or your CD in there, play DVDs from this screen here as long as you're in park, and then obviously the DVD will play that back there behind us on the DVD screen above the cameraman's Johnny's head here. So moving down, we've got the Chrysler signature clock here, which is really nice, and we'll move down to the air conditioning system. So this is a pretty simple auto climate system. So to be able to turn it on, we can hit several buttons. You could hit the heat button. You could turn the fan knob here, which is, this is for the fan, is this knob. That turns it on. Obviously hit the off button to turn it back off. And then you've got your simple air conditioning button, recirculation button, your mode button here. You can see where it's switching different modes throughout the thing. If you know you just need front defrost, you can hit front defrost. You can add rear defrost, that button comes on. If you want to just be able to control the rear air yourself, you can hit the rear button and it shows you what's going on back there in the rear of the van. So we've got a 3-zone climate temperature in this van. We've got passenger, driver, and then the rear of the van. If you want all of them just to sync, which is what I do in my van, I literally just hit this sync button here, and everything I do is going to control all 3 zones all at once. If I turn the fan down, it's going to turn the fan down in all 3 zones. If I turn the heat up, which is climate controlled temperature, it's going to turn the heat up in all 3 zones. And same with back down to air conditioning. We've also got our economy button here. This is what this does, is it turns your transmission into a little bit of a higher shifting transmission just to help you save some gasoline. So if you like to save gas, hit your button here. Just know that the transmission will shift a little bit faster. We've also got our button here for a actual wall outlet that's in the rear of the van, which we'll show you here in a minute. This turns the power actually on to that wall outlet in the rear of the van, which we'll show you. So we turn that on, turn that off. We'll move over here to the steering wheel just for a quick little go over of the steering wheel. It's pretty simple. On the back side of the steering wheel, we've got the volume button on the right side back here to turn the volume up. We can also turn the volume down, and I can also change the station on the left side of the steering wheel. These are on the back side, kind of like little paddles. So I'll turn my volume back down. You've got your cruise control on the right side, simple on and off, shows on the screen here, on and off. When you go to set it, it'll show that it's set and you're going to cruise there. You can also hit the cancel and then the on and off button again. You've got a little nice display screen back here that you can check your fuel economy and change it down to your vehicle speed if you feel like. And you've also got your trip info, like your trip odometer, and vehicle info for tire pressures and all that stuff. That's controlled over here with these 4 buttons. And then we've also got another phone button here, so I can actually go here, add new device, or answer a phone call, or anything I may need to do. If you were and somebody was to call in, it'll show the person's name and phone number on here. You can actually answer the phone with this little button on the steering wheel right here. So thank you so much for going over everything, and we will do another video for the chair in just a little bit.
Just cut it off right now.